This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Hello, my name is Brad. I review tech for creative professionals, and today we are taking a look at this. This is the Deco Mini 7W. This was sent over to me by the folks over at XP Pen, and it's been sitting on my desk for several weeks now. I haven't really had the chance to take a look at it. I thought, hey, let's unbox this thing and then go test it out. So first, let's take a look at this. Simple little box, nothing too fancy. I do have a confession. This is an unboxing video, but I recorded this 15 minutes earlier and I forgot to turn on my camera, so I'm unboxing it again. You're missing some of the special stuff, but don't worry, the good stuff you're still gonna get. So what is this? This is a graphics tablet. So what it's designed to do is for you to draw on the tablet, and then the markings that you make on the tablet are going to appear on your laptop screen or your computer screen in front of you. So this doesn't have a screen. It's fairly small, it's fairly compact, and what makes this one special is that it's wireless. That means you can take it with you and you're not gonna have to remember to bring the cords with you. And it also has a battery to charge up and that sort of thing. Comes with a pen, 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity. We also have a resolution of 5080 LPI. I won't worry too much about that since there's not really a screen here. We got a really good report rate, 220, and a 10 millimeter reading height. What happens with these things is they work kind of like a mouse. If you're hovering above it with your pen, you're going to move that cursor around. When the pen actually makes contact, then it's going to leave a mark, or you're going to tap on an icon or whatever. So you can use this as a replacement for your mouse too. The big thing is the battery. What we have is a 2-hour charge time. So when it's plugged in with the USB-C cable, it's going to charge up over the course of 2 hours. You can also use it when it's charging. Also, you're going to get 10 full hours of use out of this per charge, and if it's on standby and you're not using it, you're going to get 15 days out of this. This thing works on Windows 10, Mac OS X, and Android, so that's kind of interesting. I'll have to test it on Android too. All right, so let's flip this thing over. Let's take a look at this thing and see what we have here in the box. Now, I mentioned I opened this before. There was this nice piece of plastic that was protecting this beautiful, textured surface before that I've already peeled off. But this is for your drawing surface. You have your shortcut buttons along the side. This little area here is our active area. This is the space that you're actually going to be drawing in with the pen. It also has a little bit of texture to it. So as you're drawing, it's not going to be super slick. It's got a nice drawing resistance to it, so the pen isn't going to slide around too much. You're going to have some control. Also, speaking of control, along the back, what we have are these 4 little rubbery pads. These are nice because when it's sitting on your desk and you're drawing on it, if you accidentally bump it with your wrist or something like that, it's not a big deal. It's not going to move all around. You're not going to have to be constantly repositioning it. These are going to let it grip the table or the surface that you're drawing on. All right, so what else do we have here in the box? We have a little warranty thing, but what's really fun is what's underneath this cardboard here. Okay, the most important thing is our pen. This is the standard XP Pen. This is something that they've been packing into all their devices lately. I expect it to perform the same way it does on everything else. We're going to test that out in a minute. I will let you know. Also, to go along with that pen, there's this little ring. What is this for? Well, that goes along with these. If you're a heavy drawer, what's going to happen is the nibs or the tips of your pen are going to wear out slowly over time. I'm not a heavy drawer. I almost never replace my pen nibs. Some people do, so this does come with extra nibs here in the box, and this little ring that's going to help you pull those out and replace them. The other thing we have is the cable. So probably the first time that I connect this, I'm going to need this cable in order to do that. We got USB-C, which plugs into here, and USB-A, which is going to plug into your computer. If you have a USB-C connection on your computer like I do, that's not a big deal. They've given you some adapters here as well, so you can connect these to the end of that cable connected to your computer. So you're good to go there. And the last thing that we have, and probably the most important thing, is this is the wireless adapter. So your computer, this is going to have to be plugged into your computer in order for this entire thing to work if you want to go wireless. So important to know, this is not Bluetooth. This is reliant on this little wireless adapter. And lastly, we just have some of the other stuff. This is like the quick start guide, the other quick guide for Android, I guess, and then a thank you for shopping stuff. So just the papers that you'd expect to come with this. So with that, let's get this thing hooked up to a computer and test it out. Now, before we get to the next one, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Squarespace. From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is your all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. I like being able to see how many people are visiting my site and what content they're most interested in. With Squarespace's built-in analytics, I can quickly see page views, traffic sources, time on site, most read content, audience geography, and more. Get feedback on what's working and how I can improve my site. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/BradColbo to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. All right, so I have everything connected here. It is wireless, so I've got my little adapter here connected to this, and now when I draw on that, what happens is a line appears on the screen in front of me. If you're curious as to what computer this is the HP Create ZBook G7, I believe. I reviewed this last week. You can check that out on this channel. So overall, this is working well, and I want to run you through some of the things that I like to play with and test out whenever I get a graphics tablet like this. So the first thing I like to do is just see, like, okay, when I press lightly, when does that line start to appear? What does that initial activation rate look like? And then I can apply more pressure as I go. Now, what I'm seeing at the very start of my lines is that if you're applying very little pressure at all, you're going to get very, very little line. So if you're someone who likes a stronger initial activation rate, which means if I press really light, I want a really light line, you know, this might not be for you. Wacom seems to do that a little bit better. It activates faster. That's not something that I worry about too much, but that is something here to kind of be aware of. Now, in terms of the line quality you're going to get with this, I think this is very, very good. Let me undo all my lines here, and then we could jump in here. So here are the things that I like to look for. One, let's do some fast lines so we can see how these are going. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that this is behaving the same way all of XP pens are behaving. Let me zoom in on this so you can see. This is called shoestringing. Now, it's very subtle, but you can see here that the way this tapers is that it kind of tapers well, and then it kind of has a little bit extra there. It's not quite as organic at the end of these lines as what you might be going for. Now, I also want to point out, this isn't a huge deal. You know, this isn't, if you're doing super fast lines a lot, you're going to get that, but I don't think it's something that, you know, you're going to see a lot of, and I have to really speed it up to kind of get that. The other thing I like to take a look at are just slow angled lines. Am I getting any kind of wave to them? And I'm getting a little bit. Now, there's some wave because of your hand is going to jitter a little bit when you're drawing slowly, but some wave is going to be mechanical. So let me grab a ruler. Let's test it out with that and see if we can get that wave again. All right, so I have my ruler. Oops, I accidentally zoomed in. So let's go ahead and slow angle line it. And overall, that actually looks pretty good. I'm accidentally zooming in because I'm hitting my zoom in button here. But we can see on the screen a little bit that there is a little bit of wave to the line, which is what I expected, but it's not bad. And this is something that I've seen in a lot of XP Pens devices lately, is that it gets you 90% of the way there. It's not as good as what I see while I'm using a Wacom pen or an Apple Pencil, but it's pretty darn good, and you're going to save a lot of money. So if you're just starting out, if you're new to this stuff and you want something inexpensive, this is going to fit the bill. This is going to do really well for you. If you need that perfection and you understand what's going on here, you know, you might want to go for something higher end like what Wacom has. So that's my pen test. Overall, it's pretty good. I think the pressure here is great. Overall, I think the lines are good, if not very good, just not perfect. All right, I wanted to plug this into Android really quick and show you how it works. So the first thing to know about this is with Android, as you can see, I actually need a cord here plugged in to make this work. Android is not going to work wirelessly. Only a Mac or a PC is going to do that for you. The other thing to note is the tablet itself is in portrait orientation, and the live area is still the live area, and you basically can move your cursor around the screen. So I can start drawing at the top, and I could go all the way down. Let me increase my pen size so you can see it. So there we go. And we have pressure sensitivity too. So if I have light lines, they're just kind of this gray color. And if I have dark lines, I can make that darker and wider at the same time. Kind of depends on the brush I pick. But this is exactly how I expected it to behave. This is a feature that a lot of tablets have been adding, and I think it's a nice bonus. If all you have to draw with is an Android device, this isn't a bad way to go. I will say this, it takes some like eye-hand coordination to kind of get used to drawing on one side and looking on the other side. And of course, getting used to the portrait orientation, partially because I'm always used to drawing the other way. I suppose I could turn my phone too and draw that way. But overall, this works well. It works exactly the way I'd expect it. I can draw over here, and then I could come over here and use my touch screen, which is nice. I know they've been adding these to screen-based tablets. That's a little bit more disorienting because you're seeing the screen, but you can't touch the screen. So I think I actually like using something like this more than I like using the screen-based tablets when I'm connected to Android. So that is the XP Pen Deco Mini 7W. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in a couple of days.